after we shipped Guitar Hero, and I remember sitting at this restaurant with seating out to the mall and seeing a kid coming down the escalator with a big white Guitar Hero box in his hands, and he had the big smile on his face. That exact thing is the whole reason why I wanted to do this. My dad is an engineer, and so he always had a computer for work. I would kind of go and play with it when no one's paying attention, and I was just fascinated by it. People always say, you don't want to know how the sausage gets made? Like, no, I want to know exactly how the sausage gets made. This is the first book that taught me any sort of programming. It teaches you how to make an adventure game using BASIC. The original BASIC had you write the line numbers in front of the piece of code. So it's like 2445, print, 2446, print, you've had it. The safe is booby-trapped and explodes, 2447, print, end of game, end. Game development, in its essence, it's an art and it's a craft and it's a science and it's creative and there's technology involved, and deciding to come to Full Sail is the one that kind of like solidified all the paths into, okay, this is the career choice. After graduation, I was just applying at every place, and I got a call out of the blue from Vicarious Visions. Marvel Ultimate Alliance was my first title, and I was basically porting it from a gamepad to the Wiimote. And I realized for Spider-Man, there was an opportunity to do something pretty cool. He had an ability where he can web sling somebody, spin them around, and throw them. On a gamepad, it's just you press a button and then you let go of the button. But with the Wiimote, we had the ability to actually web rodeo, and I stayed late after work implementing that, worked out all the bugs ahead of time, and finally presented it to the lead designer and the lead programmer. It showed me, even though it's not your game, it's not your IP, each individual person has the ability to contribute some excellent creative ideas and put their own self into the game. I first started doing woodworking when my wife wanted shelves. I said, I could just do that myself. What I found was that it scratches a lot of the same itches that programming scratches. And I mean, video games are the same way, where you start out with something rough and you keep polishing and polishing and polishing. Looks like it's something completely unplayable almost until about the last 5%. It's one of the most nerve-wracking parts of making games, but also one of the most rewarding when you finally see like what it's supposed to be. The first time I played video games with my kids was actually handing my daughter a controller that was not connected to the console. So while I was playing a game, she thought that she was playing. And then with my son, when he was born, it just so happened it was when Final Fantasy 15 came out, and I played most of that game with my newborn son curled up between my legs, and I would rock him to sleep singing the Chocobo theme. My wife has been incredibly supportive. We got married while I was already in game development, so she kind of knew the deal. It's gonna be a lot of work sometimes. She's been unwavering in support of everything I need in order to accomplish what we need to accomplish. I'm still processing what it means to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Honestly, the reason I kept coming back is the community at Full Sail is unlike any I've come across. Again, it's been 20 years since I came here, and a lot of the same faces are still here. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's a really amazing place to be.
So I think as kids, we were both into computer games and that kind of a thing. So he was always into games. He always had it in his mind that he needed to pave his own way. He wasn't gonna do kind of the standard path that people had for him. He had a vision of what he wanted. And that always stuck out to me, like, wow, he's so willful. He knows what he wants. He's going after it. Alejandro is that mixture of logic and art, creativity, and he brings that to his work.
To introduce our next inductee, we have someone who knows him better than anyone, his own brother. So please welcome Principal Product Engineer at Johnson & Johnson Vision Care, Roberto Garcia-Tuñón.
Alejandro García-Tuñón's dedication and impact speak for themselves. But before we bring him up, let's hear a special message from someone who knows him almost as well as I do.
Hey, Alejandro. Congratulations on making it into the Full Sail Hall of Fame. Who would have thought when we started in 2009, where I interviewed you for Darkside Games, that we'd be embarking on a 16-year and counting journey together? You had the technical savvy to take us from working on simple dynamic themes for the PS3 to working on AAA titles like Borderlands. And then you had the business savvy and drive to help get us to where we are today. We've technically been in 4 companies now together, and I've seen you in a lot of halls. The halls of Darkside Games, the halls of Ghostpunch Games, now PTW, even a couple of U-Halls, because we've had to move around a couple of times. But now you're in the Full Sail Hall of Fame, and it is so well deserved. So congratulations, my friend. Enjoy the evening, and then I can't wait to see you back here again.
Now please join me in welcoming our newest Hall of Fame inductee, Alejandro García-Tuñón.
So, I think it was 2017. I was driving my daughter to kindergarten for the first time, and we had a decision to make. What kind of guidance do we want to give this child as she's walking into school by herself for the first time? What principles do we want her to live by? What are the things that I believe would make us the most proud and her the most successful? And we pretty quickly settled on a mantra, and we actually recite it daily as a family. It's KIF. Kids, can you say KIF? Kindness, integrity, focus, follow the directions. And we say it every day. And thank you. If I could add one thing to it, it would be gratitude, but kifga doesn't have the same ring to it. So, you know, I've been asked a few times, what does the award mean to me? It's taken a while to understand. As you can see, even in that video, I still hadn't figured it out yet. But I think this is what it means. Julia, Alejandro, this honor was given to me as a fulfillment of those few simple words: kindness, integrity, focus, and follow the directions. While giving his farewell speech on the last episode of hosting the late night show, Conan O'Brien said something that has always really resonated with me. He said, if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. And I believe this. Of course, the honor is not just mine. I want to share it with everyone who put me in the position to receive it. So I'd like to start with my biggest cheerleader, my mom. When my daughter was born, I had to do some soul searching. It's like, what kind of parent do I want to be? What kind of dad do I want to be? How do I want to guide her? So I thought, I need to do what my mom did. I need to shower this kid with so much love, with so much affection and unwavering support that when the unfortunate time comes that I do need to discipline her, all I'll have to say is, Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Papi.
Me enseñaste que el valor en la integridad, cómo ser un caballero y cómo encontrar el humor y la alegría en cada momento. Gracias. Thank you, Carmen and Matthew, for allowing me into your lives and trusting me with your most precious cargo. Thank you to my role model, my confidant, my spiritual counselor, the Aristotle to my Alexander, my best friend, my brother, Kiko. I still want to be like you when I grow up. Thank you to Gary and Isis Jones and all of the administration for putting together and running such an amazing organization. Gary specifically for setting the high water mark for warmth, love, and generosity, an exemplar of the K in KIF. Thank you to the other inductees and previous Hall of Famers for being so generous with your knowledge and time and kindness. It's a special family. And I'm honored. Thank you to the faculty of Full Sail. Thank you, Michelle and Robin, for showing me how to apply creativity and passion into everything, regardless of how mundane. Thank you, Kayvon, for always going the extra mile to make sure all the students and I had what we needed to be successful. And thank you for Joe for teaching me the value of RTFM, which is a part of the F in KIF, the second F in KIF, by the way. Thank you, Haifa and Sean, for continuing to invite me back and trusting me. Thank you to Hugh for guiding me in my leadership growth, for always being consistent and continuing to be a rock. There's only two people in this world that can consistently bring me to uncontrollable tears with laughter. One's my brother, and the other's Devin Brown. Thank you, Devin, for creativity and your joy. Thank you to Rick Daniels for teaching me the value of human connection and relentless tenacity. To my friends here in the audience, I have three words: passionately and uniquely. Katrina Green, I can't say enough about you. Katrina and I have been connected since before day one of my time at Full Sail. She was my admissions rep. She's been a trusted advisor. She's been a reliable and giving alumni rep. She's been a problem solver. She has been a generous host. But I'm most proud to say she's been a friend. To my children, Alejandro and Julia, words cannot express how proud I am of you. And being with you guys is always the best part of my day. Thank you to Jesus Christ for sitting with me in times when I need it and reminding me that I'm not alone. And finally, most importantly, to my wife, Karen. Literally none of this is possible without you. You support me in every moment. You put me first, even when I don't need it, and even when I don't deserve it. You've been with me and helped me out of all my life's worst moments, and you're still with me. And you've been with me at all my best moments, and they're because of you. I need you to see you are the reason. Since that moment at 6 a.m. in Mrs. Smith's class, when I scanned the room to figure out where I wanted to sit, Karen, I chose you too. And everyone in the audience, everyone in the stream, remember KIF. Kindness, integrity, focus, and follow the directions. Thank you.